The handover from the US markets was soft as far as the overnight trade is concerned. So if you have a look at all three major US indices, which is the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, along with the Nasdaq, they ended off the day's high after touching a record high. Now, if you have a look at the Dow Jones, that declined about third of a percent and snapped its two-day winning streak. The S&P 500 declined about one tenth of a percent and snapped its three-day winning streak, which was also the case for the Nasdaq as well, which declined about one tenth of a percent and snapped its three-day winning streak. Now, this comes on the back of the IMF upgrading the global growth forecast for the second time in 3 months. Moving on to European equities, majority of them managed to gain, and the DAX Index in fact gained second day in a row and ended about 7 tenths of a percent in the green, and it also hit an all-time high level. As far as the CAC Index is concerned, that also gained about second day in a row and ended about half a percent in the positive territory and hit a highest level since 2007. The FTSE 100 index gained about 1% each for the day, and that was the best performer that we had in Europe, and it also posted the best day since 8th of March 2021. Now, this handover has been well received by Asian equities. Majority of the Asian indices are currently trading in positive territory, except for the Shanghai Composite. However, the Nikkei 225 and the Hang Seng Index, which are the two prominent markets that participants track in Asia, those are trading positive but off the day's high. The SGX Nifty also is suggesting a positive start above 14,800 odd levels. That indicates a more than 50% gap up opening for Indian equities. Moving on to some of the other global cues that we got, for instance, oil prices. WTI has also gained more than a percent, and this comes on the back of the worst day that it had in over 2 weeks. Brent on similar lines also gained about a percent after posting its worst day in over 2 weeks. But it was a pretty good day as far as base metals are concerned, because the LME base metal index gained about 2.5% and posted the best day since 19th of Feb 2021. On the back of this, individual base metals like LME, aluminium, copper, nickel, and zinc also posted their best day in a couple of months as well. And each of the base metals in fact gained about 1.5 to 3.5% each. The DC iron ore prices also on the positive side for the fourth straight day. Moving on to the precious metal space, gold snapped its two-day losing streak, while silver advanced 4 out of the last 5 days. So not much movement as far as precious metals are concerned. Onto money markets, then the dollar index declined for the second straight day, and it also ended below its 200-day moving average. So there has been some bit of softness that we've seen come about for the dollar index. The US 10-year yield also has softened for the second straight day, and it closed at about 1.65%. Remember that it had in the last week touched as high as 1.75%, so more than 10 basis points, and it has corrected from its previous high. Lastly, talking about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin has been stuck in a range of about 58 to 59,000 dollars. It has declined 5 out of 6 days and is currently trading with a negative bias.